What if the moon is not just a dead rock? What if the next human mission, Artemis II, isn't just about exploration, but confirmation? Because something doesn't add up. And the deeper you look, the stranger it gets. They're going back. But why now? For over 50 years, humans stayed away from the moon after the Apollo program. No permanent bases, no follow-up missions of the same scale, just silence. And now suddenly, we're going back with bigger rockets, better technology, and a clear focus on one specific region, the lunar South Pole. Some say it's about resources. Others think it's about something already found, the data they don't talk about. Orbiters like the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter have been mapping the moon for years. Publicly, they show craters, dust, and rock. But buried within that data are anomalies, reflective objects that shouldn't be there, heat signatures that don't match the environment, geometric patterns that look almost intentional. NASA says it's natural, but not everyone is convinced. Perfectly placed water? Yes, there is water ice on the moon. That's real. But here's what raises eyebrows. Some of these ice deposits are located in areas that are strangely convenient. Stable temperatures, accessible terrain, ideal locations for future bases. Too perfect. Almost like they were meant to be found. Coincidence? Or something placed there long before we arrived?
Structures, or something else. Zoom into certain lunar images, and you'll see something unusual. Straight lines, sharp angles, shadow patterns that don't behave like random rock formations. Scientists say it's just geology, but critics argue nature rarely creates perfect symmetry. So what are we really looking at? Ancient formations? Optical illusions? Or remnants of something? Engineered? The magnetic mystery. The moon shouldn't have a strong magnetic field, and yet parts of it do. Localized zones where radiation behaves differently. Areas where dust moves in unnatural ways. Almost like invisible shields. Why would a dead world have such features? Unless it wasn't always dead. What the astronauts saw. During Apollo missions, astronauts reported things that rarely make headlines. Unexplained lights. Strange reflections on the surface. Objects that seemed to move. Then disappear. Most of these reports were dismissed. Or quietly archived. Now, with Artemis II, humans are going back. With better cameras, better sensors, and more eyes watching. Will they see the same things again? The far side secret. The far side of the moon remains one of the most mysterious places in our solar system. No direct communication with Earth. Minimal exploration. Completely different terrain. Some theories claim this is where the real secrets are hidden, and Artemis II will pass right over it. Coincidence? Or intention? New technology, new truths. This mission isn't just another trip around the moon. With the Orion spacecraft, astronauts are carrying technology that completely changes the game. Ultra-high-definition imaging, thermal and radiation sensors, real-time surface scanning systems. This isn't the 1960s anymore. Back then, we looked at the moon. Now, we can analyze it in ways never before possible. Which means if something unusual exists up there, this time, it won't stay hidden. Something felt off. Early observations, subtle, almost overlooked, point to something strange. Not a clear object, not a confirmed structure, but a feeling, reported in patterns. Moments where readings didn't align, areas where expected data simply didn't match reality. It's the kind of thing scientists usually dismiss at first. But history shows us something important. The biggest discoveries often begin with something that just feels wrong. Lights where there should be none. Then there are the lights. Brief flashes, faint glows, appearing in regions that should be in complete darkness. Not reflections from Earth, not typical solar interference. They appear and vanish. This phenomenon isn't entirely new. Even during the Apollo program, astronauts described unexplained light phenomena. At the time, it was written off. But now, with better instruments and sharper eyes, those same patterns may be appearing again. The silent side of the moon. As Artemis II passes over the far side of the moon, everything changes. Communication drops. Signals weaken. Earth disappears from view. This is the most isolated place any human can experience near Earth. And it's also the least understood. Different terrain, different composition, different behavior. Some researchers have quietly suggested that if anything unusual exists on the moon, this is where would be unusual surface patterns. High-resolution scans have revealed patterns that don't fully match known geological behavior. linear alignments, repeating shapes, edges that appear sharper than expected from natural erosion. Are they just the result of impacts and shadows, or something more structured? NASA maintains that these are natural formations, but with every new image, the debate grows louder. Signal distortions. During parts of the mission, communication signals experience subtle distortions. Nothing dramatic, nothing alarming, but enough to raise questions. Short interruptions, minor delays, unexpected interference patterns. In deep space, this can happen. But combined with everything else, it starts to form a pattern that's harder to ignore. The magnetic zones. Certain regions of the moon behave differently. Localized magnetic fields, unexpected. For a body like the moon, create pockets where radiation shifts. Dust reacts strangely. Particles move in unpredictable ways, almost like invisible boundaries. Scientists have theories, but no definitive answers. And Artemis II is now observing these zones closer than ever before. Shadows that don't move right. Shadows on the moon should behave in predictable ways. There's no atmosphere, no weather, nothing to distort light. And yet, in some footage, shadows appear to stretch or shift in ways that feel off. Not dramatically, just enough to make you look twice. Could it be perspective? Or something interacting with the light itself? The possibility of ancient remnants. Let's consider something carefully. The moon is billions of years old, far older than human civilization. So the question becomes, is it possible that something existed there, long before us? Not necessarily life as we know it, but structures, remnants, evidence of past activity? There's no proof, but the possibility alone changes how we look at everything. Why now? So why return now? Why invest billions into missions like Artemis II? Officially, it's about exploration. Preparation for Mars. Building a sustainable lunar presence. But some believe there's another reason, not to discover something new, but to take a closer look at something already found. The information gap. In today's world, information moves fast. Faster than ever before. If something truly unusual were discovered, would it be revealed immediately? Or studied quietly first, analyzed, verified, controlled. Because once information like that is released, there's no taking it back. Connecting the dots. Individually, each anomaly has an explanation. Light flashes, optical effects, strange patterns, natural geology, signal interference, technical noise. But together, they form a bigger picture, one that doesn't fully fit the simple narrative of a dead, silent moon. And that's where the real mystery begins. The question that remains. So what did Artemis II really find? Maybe nothing extraordinary. Maybe just data we don't fully understand yet. Or maybe something subtle. Something small. Something that doesn't make headlines, but quietly changes everything. Because the most powerful discoveries aren't always obvious. Sometimes they're hidden in the details, waiting for the right moment to be seen. What happens next? Artemis II may officially be a test mission. But in reality, it could be the moment everything changes. Maybe it will confirm what we already believe. Or maybe, do you think NASA would tell the world immediately? Or would the truth come out, piece by piece? Comment what you think is really on the moon. And subscribe, because the next mission might not just explore the moon, it might expose it.